Today we are going to learn a very important but simple characteristic about triangles. It is called the triangle sum theorem, sum meaning to add up, and it's a theorem because it can be proven. And this theorem says that the sum of the angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. There's different ways to prove this. If we were in class, we would show it by cutting out a triangle, tearing off the angles and putting the angles together and showing that they make a straight line. And the angle measure of a straight angle or a straight line is 180 degrees. But every triangle, regardless of how big or small or what it looks like, acute, right, obtuse, all its angles add up to 180. So they're going to give us sometimes two of the angles and we have to find the third one. Now algebraically you would show this like this. You would say x plus 81 plus 84 equals 180. This is just a simple little equation. 81 plus 84 is 165. So this is a one-step equation. We're going to subtract 165 from both sides, and we get x is 15. Now, that's the fancy algebraic way to show it. The other thing you can do that I will allow you to do with these is use your calculator, and you can add the two angles up. 24 plus 36. I'm just double checking myself on my calculator, is 60, and then subtract that number from 180, and so that angle would be 120 degrees. Okay, so you can show it algebraically, you can do it with your calculator on these. I'm okay with that. So this last one, I have a triangle that has angles of 49 and x and that little box. What does that box mean? That means that angle is 90 degrees, so I'm going to add 90 and 49, and I'm going to get 139. And then since the angles add up to 180, I'm going to subtract 139 from 180, and I get x is 41. So that third angle measures 41 degrees. Sometimes, though, they're not going to give us angle measures, they're going to give us expressions. And when they give us expressions like this, I need to see the algebra. I want you to show me the equation and the algebraic method of solving for x. So here I have a triangle who has angles of 5x, 9x, and 4x, and we need to solve for x. Well, we know that those are the three angles of the triangle, and they have to add up to 180 degrees. So 5x plus 9x plus 4x is 180 degrees. That is what? 18x equals 180 degrees. Then divide both sides by 18, and x is 10. So on this one, all they told me to do was solve for x. Sometimes they want you to plug back in and find angle measures. So if we wanted to know what those angles actually measured, we would say 5 times 10, 4 times 10, 9 times 10. Okay, so the next one has 3x, it has the little box, and 4x plus 6. So we know that these angles of a triangle add up to 180. So 3x plus 90 plus 4x plus 6 equals 180. So I want to see that equation, and I want to see your algebra. So 3x plus 4x is 7x, 90 plus 6 is 96, equals 180. This is now a two-step equation. So I'm going to subtract 96 from both sides. I get 7x equals 180 minus 96 is 84. I'm going to divide both sides by 7. I ran completely out of room. And for this equation, x is 12. So that's what x equals. If I wanted to know what the angles equal, I would actually plug x back in. All right, so on the next one, look at that triangle and write the equation for how you would solve for x. Your order might be different, but you should have 4x plus x plus 33 plus 92 equals 180. Remember, addition is commutative. You can have those in any order. Okay, now solve for x, and tell me what you get. I got x was 11. If you need to make corrections, correct your work. Okay, so the last one has two angles that both measure 5x, and then the third angle is 80. And notice this is an isosceles triangle. This is sort of just extra here, but it's something important to know. These two sides are congruent. That's an isosceles triangle. When there are two sides congruent, there are also two angles congruent. And the angles that are congruent are the ones across from the sides. So that's just a property of isosceles triangle that sometimes come in handy. Okay, so first off, write an equation and tell me what equation you would use to solve for x. You should have some order of 5x plus 80 equals 180. Now solve the equation and tell me what you get for x. I got x was 10. So make any corrections if you need to, and you are ready to use the triangle sum theorem.